The worst thing a woman can do, statistically speaking, is to get married to a man. Married women do not live as long as single women. They do not earn as much money as single women. They are not as happy as single women. They are more likely to suffer from addiction than single women. They are more likely to commit suicide than single women. They are more likely to die of homicide than single women. They report themselves in every single way that you can measure sociological data for wellness as being less contented than single women. Conversely, married men, on the other hand, married to women, outperform single men by such a measure that it is perhaps the healthiest thing that a man can do is to get a woman to marry him. Married men live longer, they're healthier, they make more money, they advance more in their careers, they're more creative, they're less likely to commit suicide, they're less likely to die of homicide, they're less likely to die in car accidents, in every single possible way. The best thing a man can do is to get married to a woman. The worst thing a woman can do, statistically speaking, is to get married to a man, because what happens is it's called the marriage benefit imbalance. Those imbalances are exactly equal, meaning the percentage of herself that a woman gives to a man, she loses and he gains. So she's literally giving her life to him. Years of life, prosperity. It's a literal exchange.
Now, a man's role is to protect and to provide, right? Those are two main jobs that we can say is universal, right? Protecting your family, providing for your family, right? And being present with your family, right? Now, what are the woman roles, right? Her role in 2025 is to work. Y'all want them to pay half the bills. You want them to take the kids to school. You want them to pick them up from school. You want them to cook, clean, wash, and do all this shit, right? While you providing and protecting, right? But check this out. Every one of her roles is due daily. She has to work out because you don't want her to be fat. You want her to cook, clean, take the kids out, make sure the kids pray, make sure she's religious and she's obedient to God, while only having sex with you every day and pleasing you. And then when you come in from a long day, because black men go outside and we're so attacked by the world that when you bring your ass home, you need somebody to tell you it's gonna be all right, baby. And the only thing you doing is going to work like she do, bringing your ass home and sitting on your ass playing the goddamn video game while she is cooking, cleaning, taking the kids. Now, mind you, this is an everyday job for a woman. She never gets to rest. Only 24 in a day. So you want her to do all this shit. Her job is constant every day. But meanwhile, you say, well, don't be mad at your job of being a wife. That's your duty. What is your duty as a man? Protecting and providing, right? And then you say, well, if somebody break in the house, I can't look at you and say, yada, yada, yada. I got to put my life on the line with you. Or if the toilet break, I got to fix the toilet. If the garbage need taken out, I take the garbage out. Or your car need an oil change, I got to do that. If the grass need cut, I got to cut the grass. Okay, nigga, your job happens every so often. How often is a breaking in your house? How often is the toilet broke? How often do you gotta cut grass? How often do you gotta out the garbage? Think about this shit. So basically, you niggas want a slave. If you got a girl in a situation y'all live together, get up your ass and help do some shit. It's okay for you to cook sometime. It's okay for you to clean sometime. It's okay for you to pick the kids up sometime.
I have nothing else to add.
For most women, there is no benefit to marriage, okay? Even statistics show this. Married women die sooner. They have more health issues. For most women, it's going to be a lose-lose situation when you decide that you are going to get married. If you are trying to get married, the only way marriage makes sense is if you are logistical. Most women are not logistical. Most women just want love. That's all they care about. You must be logistical if you're going to get married. You need to write up a prenup. I cannot believe that there are women that get upset about a man asking them for a prenup when you also can write up a prenup. Put a cheating clause in there. Men are guaranteed to cheat. You might as well have some monetary reimbursement for them cheating. So put a cheating clause in there. And as long as you have proof of him cheating, you are granted X amount of money in the prenuptial agreement. He needs to be a man that actually has something, right? He can give you land, a rental property, a home, something monetary so that dealing with him makes sense to you. But marriage for love should never be on the table. It should never be a reason why you would ever want to get married, because that's not real. So, yeah, marry rich, protect yourself, and get some form of reimbursement for a man being a man.
The thing I've discovered is I really don't like myself within this institution of marriage. Like, I don't think I've ever been able just to be my natural self and be comfortable within the confines and of marriage. I've had to alter, change. I've had to compromise myself, compromise what I believe in, my values. I've had to sacrifice. I've had to work so hard. I've had to give up so much. It's like a deal with the devil. I look in the mirror and I don't like, who am I? What have I become? It wasn't supposed to be like this, but it's because I believed all these made up fantasies and lies about what marriage is going to be and how it was going to be this benefit, this wonderful thing for me. Safety, protection, love, identity. And the thing about it is all those things are beautiful, but you don't need to be married to have them. You don't have to be married to be safe or protected. You don't have to be married to be loved or to love. You don't have to be married to be committed to somebody. I just know with every fiber of my being that this is not for me. And honestly, I don't see how it would be something that would be beneficial to any woman, to be honest. I feel radicalized almost because I'm so different. I'm 100% different from who I was 17 years ago when I got married. And I'm a different person almost from the person I was 3 months ago. Like, I feel like my eyes have been opened and I see clearly for like the first time in all of these years. This is not the life for me.
You hear people say all the time, relationships really only benefit men. And I have not heard a single argument that is relevant to discredit that. Women do not need men. Women can do things themselves. Women can hire it done, or women can strategize on how to do it differently. So what is the benefit of a woman to wake up next to the same man every single day, as opposed to when she has an itch that needs to be scratched, she can go out and get a man? Men are very easy to get. It is not about the man. It is about what comes with the man. She wants loyalty. She wants commitment. She wants growth. She wants investment. And if you are not giving her that, and let's not mistake this is not a once a year kind of thing. This isn't whenever she brings it up in conversation. This is an everyday you show up and show out. Then there is a benefit of having a man. There is the benefit of having the same man. But to say 364 days a year, you're going to live with stress and worry, and you're going to not receive what you require in a relationship and expect her to stay, it's no wonder she wants to be alone.
Marriage is meant to benefit men more than women, and a clear example of this is the fact that we generally do not hear about women having secret families, at least compared to men. And this is not because women don't cheat, right? Because anyone can cheat. That is not a gender-specific thing. It is more a mix of societal, logistical, and biological factors. So one, first and foremost, the idea of having kids. Women who are pregnant can't conceal that they are pregnant. And if they are able to hide that pregnancy, it is usually only up to an extended period of time until it is obvious that they are pregnant. So that is a dead giveaway. 2, child custody norms. Moms have a significantly higher chance of having custody of their kids compared to dads. And this also applies even if those kids are coming from different dads. So again, a woman is going to have a harder time hiding a family or multiple families if all of her kids live with her under the same roof in the same household. And 3, lack of opportunity. This is not necessarily saying that men are better at hiding things or sneakier, but that we know at this point that women are the ones who pick up the slack when it comes to emotional labor and mental load and invisible labor. So again, a woman who is already running a household is most likely not going to decide to pick up more work and put that on her plate to hide multiple households to run. I'm just going to leave this at that, but stay safe out there.
Ladies, you want to know the real reason why so many women regret getting married? It's not because marriage only benefits men. FYI, you're going to want to save this, share it with a friend, and follow for more. It's because women were taught that the purpose of marriage is love and companionship. So they go into the relationship centering their partner instead of centering themselves, thinking that they'll finally experience the fullness of womanhood. But what it tricks them into doing is building a life that can't even hold space for them. The purpose of marriage isn't love, it's transformation. And it's through this transformation that women get to experience the fullness of womanhood. But you can't transform if you're not present in your own life. When a woman decenters herself for the sake of love, she disappears. And if she wants to experience the transformation that marriage promises, she needs to learn to center herself.
I wish all you women who want to get married understand going into it that it will always benefit that man more than you. Because what's going to happen, whether you like it or not, is you will eventually see yourself in 20, however many years down that marriage, becoming the maid, becoming the sex slave, becoming the nanny, if y'all have kids, doing everything in the house while he just works. Oh, and he'll pay the bills, I guess. And it's literally been proven statistically these men have way less stress in a marriage. They live longer than us. Most women actually do better when the divorce comes, and they do worse. These men need y'all. They can't even live on their own. That's why a lot of them be going down quick to marry or be in a relationship, because they need someone to help support him, to do the work for him. Every relationship is transactional. When y'all realize that, it's not even about relationship anymore. Friendships, everything, it's a give and a take. But the one thing about it, these men will weaponize getting an unequal exchange for the woman compared to taking a lot more from her. That give and take is not equally balanced. But y'all won't see it until it's too late. And when these older women tell y'all that they've been in a marriage and it will never compare to being single, y'all need to listen, because they're warning y'all from experience. But you're not going to hear me. Y'all just want to dance.
Men benefit societally and emotionally far more in relationships with women than women do with men. And I think I want to tackle this through one issue. I mean, largely there's a nuanced discussion here for sure, but I want to talk about one thing specifically. The idea, as a guy, as a masked person, whatever you want to call it, I find that the way I'm perceived through society when I'm in a relationship with a woman, or when I'm in a relationship with anybody, but through the lens of somebody who dates women a lot, I find that I'm considered safe, and I'm considered like, I don't think ally is the right word, but I'm considered like safe. And the ability to just be like, oh, you know, he's in a relationship, he's cool. And like, that's not true for a lot of men. There's still definitely pariahs out there. But I think the air around single men when they interact with women, even if it is in like a platonic way, is that there is that like, oh, there's that undercurrent of stuff going on. And like, we definitely earned that reputation. Do not get me wrong. But I find when I'm single and I'm out of a relationship, the thing I miss the most is that kind of societal acceptance of being in a relationship and being like, oh yeah, you're cool. Like, we don't have to worry about you being weird. And so then when I'm single and I'm like just having platonic or normal or, you know, genuine conversations with women that I don't have any interest in, there's always this kind of like side eye. And I don't think it's unwarranted, but it is deeply frustrating for me, especially considering that 99% of my friends are women and are straight women and are pretty. I don't want to have a relationship with them, but when I'm single, suddenly people are like, oh, or like, even when I'm in a relationship, it's the same thing. I'm like, if like, you know, I talk to a guy about it, they're like, your girlfriend just lets you hang out with like your hot lady friends who are also single. I'm like, yeah, because I'm not weird. It's not hard to not cheat on people, to be clear. It's very, very easy to not cheat on people. I've done it my whole life. It's not difficult. But like that like, women don't get any of that. You don't get this like pass in society when you're dating a man. If anything, you get kind of like a, whoa, what did he do to deserve you? You kind of like defend him to your friends all the time because they're a lot of times kind of problematic. But yeah, I want to have a conversation about like, what is that? What is that like, that like acceptance in society, and how you get so much more out of that as a man, and how you get to be a lot more normal. The ability to just like the privilege of being seen as like normal and safe is, I think, really undervalued. And I don't know if maybe men have been able to like communicate this before, but I know a lot of y'all have felt this, because it truly does feel like I'm so much more normal when I'm in a relationship. And it's not because I'm changing my behaviors. It's the way that my behaviors are perceived. And that's what I wanted to talk about.
A man will purposely and strategically keep a woman tired because when she is exhausted and stressed, she is not thinking at her full capacity. Because an exhausted woman doesn't have time to stop, reflect, and question things. They're too busy managing everything, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, making sure everybody's emotions and mental health are in check, which leaves no time for them to focus on themselves. A woman is expected to keep everything running even when she's exhausted, because a tired woman is easy to keep in survival mode, and a woman that's in survival mode is not thinking clearly. She's just reacting, going through the motions, and not strategically thinking. She doesn't have time to think about what she wants, what she desires, how she wishes her life could be, and actually stop to make the changes to achieve that. Because if you give a woman time, 9 times out of 10, she won't be with the man that she's with.